This is The Prince, written by Niccolo Machiavelli sometime in the 1500s. This is The Little Prince, written by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry in 1900 and something. Arguably, there's more ToK in this than there is in this. Today, I want to tell you the wonder that is this little, seemingly children's book. A couple of months ago, I made a video on my 5 favourite ToK books, link above. And my top book for ToK is The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. And a number of people commented that this is an unusual choice. Some said that they couldn't really see a link between this book and ToK. So I thought, let's make a video explaining why this is the best book that your first year ToK students, or if you are a first year ToK student, that you can read for ToK. Now, I chose this book partly because it's a short and engaging story that doesn't on the surface seem to be about complex philosophy. It's an easy read. But I also chose the book because it introduces some of the key ideas of ToK, and it does so by developing an emotional interest in the reader. So let's go into it in a bit more detail. Now, if you're yet to read The Little Prince, you can pick up a copy easily online, and it's a very short book. You'll read it in less than an hour. Or if you don't like reading, you can listen to Kenneth Branagh read it to you on YouTube, link above. The story's about a young prince who travels to various planets, including Earth, and he encounters different characters whose subplots relate to human concerns such as love and loss and friendship. Doesn't seem to have much to do with ToK. Well, the Little Prince's journey across these various planets can seem to be symbolizing the construction of knowledge. Right? Each planet has distinct inhabitants, and these inhabitants encapsulate different facets of human nature and social norms. And the Little Prince travels round and he interacts with these different characters. So he interacts with the king, the conceited man, the drunkard, the businessman, the lamplighter, and the geographer. And in all of these interactions, the Little Prince is gaining knowledge about power, about vanity, about escape, about obsession, duty, understanding, and so on and so on. And this is similar to ToK's idea that knowledge is constructed through experiential learning and social interaction. However, the Little Prince questions the relevance of this acquired knowledge, challenging us to consider the quality and the usefulness of the knowledge that we construct. Now, one of the most profound lessons from The Little Prince is about the interpretation of knowledge. The fox says to the Little Prince, "One sees clearly only with the heart. What is essential is invisible to the eye." And this is suggesting that our perception and understanding of knowledge should not be confined to what's visible or tangible. And this highlights the subjective nature of the interpretation of knowledge in ToK. Each individual knower interprets knowledge based on their unique experiences, their emotions, their perspectives. And in The Little Prince, this means that the knowledge that we acquire is subject to our unique interpretation. It's often beyond mere empirical evidence. Even empirical evidence is understood through the filters of the interpretive frameworks prescribed by each area of knowledge, the subject discipline, the knower's knowledge community, and the knower's unique perspectives themselves. So in the book, the Little Prince is presented as being an innocent but profound figure. Yeah, he makes these sort of profound perceptions, and these contrast starkly with the things that a lot of the characters say, particularly the aviator. Now, the aviator is this sort of grounded, adult sort of person, a very sort of practical outlook on life, verging on the cynical. And the story between the Little Prince and the Aviator really emphasizes the influence of the knower's perspective on their comprehension of reality. Now, this aligns with ToK's understanding that the knower's context, their age, their experiences, their cultural background shapes their knowledge perspective. So, for example, in The Little Prince, his sort of childlike curiosity leads him to profound wisdom, whilst the Aviator's adult skepticism sort of limits his understanding. And this element of the story directly links to that classic ToK question of whether knowledge is discovered or created in epistemological terms. It's empiricism versus rationalism, but we're not allowed to say those words too much in ToK. The Aviator can be seen to be a relatively fixed and therefore limited character with limited knowledge. On the other hand, the Little Prince is open-minded. He's willing to accept new ideas. He's creating and evolving knowledge. He's open to develop new perspectives, new understanding, even new forms of wisdom. ToK investigates whether and how claims can be supported or even proven by evidence. And in The Little Prince, we come across the snake who gives the Little Prince a riddle. He says, "I can carry you further than any ship could take you." And this is a sort of basic introductory level to testing claims, and particularly claims that lack evidence. So the Little Prince and you as the reader have to interpret the validity of this claim. The Little Prince can only solve the riddle by drawing upon ideas beyond the empirical evidence in his surroundings. And this demonstrates the fluid nature of what is considered to be evidence or explanatory knowledge in ToK. The variability and selection of evidence can lead to different interpretations and even misconceptions. It cautions us against accepting claims at face value without critical examination. Let's move on to ethical dilemmas. In the book, the Little Prince comes across a fox who he sort of tries to tame. And in this little story, we get a sort of an ethical dilemma. The Little Prince has to decide whether to form a bond with the fox, knowing that there will be inevitable pain when they part. And the resolution of this dilemma in the book, which I won't tell you because I'm not into spoilers, it's similar to how we often go about trying to solve ethical dilemmas in ToK. The dilemma illustrates the idea that knowledge comes with responsibility, and it's the pursuit of knowledge which often involves ethical choices. The tale encourages us to understand that ethical dilemmas are integral to the pursuit of knowledge. So, in conclusion, The Little Prince, whilst it may seem like a childlike, sort of simple book at first glance, it resonates with many insights into ToK.
Why is that, Daniel?
It teaches us about the construction and interpretation of knowledge, the influence of the knower's perspective, the importance of sound evidence, the ways in which we determine the soundness of that evidence, and the importance of ethical dilemmas. As we navigate this ever-complex landscape of knowledge in ToK and in life, we can remember the lessons from The Little Prince, for in its simplicity and innocence lies wisdom that broadens our understanding of ToK and the world. The exploration of the knowledge world is very much like the Little Prince's voyage. It's a journey filled with discovery, contemplation, interpretation, and growth. Now, if you're working on your ToK exhibition and you would like more help with choosing a prompt and understanding that prompt that you have chosen, or choosing objects, you can pick up any of ToK Today's ebooks on understanding the ToK exhibition. We've got ebooks explaining individual prompts, a range of prompts, or even all of the prompts. I'll link in the video description. I hope that I've inspired you with this brief look at The Little Prince, and if I have, then a like or a subscribe would be very much appreciated. Thank you for watching, And stay ToKtastic, my friend. Bye.